Hey, Chris. How are you?
Robert Bobbert, I am not bad, I have to say.
Good for you.
I'm not bad. And I'll tell you why I'm not bad. Because I've been looking at positive stuff. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Rolling along.
Yeah, you sound
Rolling
good.
along.
Rob, it's all we can do.
Yep.
Freewheeling Franklin. Do you know who that is?
Is that a cartoon? Saturday morning cartoon?
Yeah, the fabulous Furry Freak Brothers.
Oh, yeah. I used to read Fat Freddy's Cat. I didn't read the Freak Brothers.
Did you
Nope.
not?
Just Fat Freddy's
You know
Cat.
the best one? The best one was whenever they went. Did you ever see the one where they went
Into the forest?
They went into photos. It stopped being a cartoon and started being realistic.
Oh no, I didn't see that. What year was that?
I used to have oh God knows. I couldn't show.
I was reading that in like 1983, 84.
Yeah, it was early. I had a beetle called Lennon. I know, a blue Lord beetle, lowered to the floor, side skirts, beautiful.
Oh, I thought you were talking about an actual beetle.
A Volkswagen beetle.
Pet beetle. I had a pet beetle.
A beetle.
His name is Lennon.
And on the side windows and the back windows, I had the fabulous Furry Freak Brothers. Of course, none of the cops really knew what was going on there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not.
Probably not.
I'd say about 99.9% of the population didn't know what was going on.
And I had a badge at the I had a badge as well. What do you think of that?
Wow.
I was flattered. I loved it. Great. It was a great. I must actually look that up again. That's great. I must show it to the kids.
All I remember is the one where they went hiking in the forest or something, and the cat went and smelled a tree, and ran back and ran up the curly-haired blonde guy's head or something, and clutched onto his head. And the one guy says to the other, "I wonder what got into him." And then the cat had a little thought bubble, and it had a little picture of what it smelt, an antlers on a bear with a raccoon tail, What you remember?
Do you think that's where the Gruffalo came from?
Don't know.
Oh,
Chris, I've got 2 stories tonight.
2, Rob. But you know what? You never ever disappoint with your stories. You never disappoint.
They're usually gear or industry stories, but
right, well, I get magic feedback on it. People are always telling me. The only thing they don't like is that you don't say you love me, but that's for the end of the show, isn't it? I'll let you work up to that. But nobody ever comes up to me and says, "Oh, Chris, really interesting piece on blah 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 who you pronounced wrong." Nobody ever says that to me. If this show's an education just for me, there you go. And I'm drinking tonight, Rob.
Good for you.
Organic cider.
I've got cloudy water. Water with lemon juice.
I would take that. It's a tequila.
Yes, it's Mexican water.
Nice. See, you're fancy, you're hardcore. I'm basically just a boy drinking at a bus shelter. You know what I mean?
So
that's the difference between me and you.
My first story, I'll make it quick, really easy. January 26th, Sony is making an announcement.
Oh.
Supposedly a new camera body for the Alpha line.
Oh, don't say that, Rob. That puts me down the bloody...
Half the rumor mill says it's a new A9 III. Well, maybe 40% say that. 60% say that it's the A7 IV.
What would be the difference? Well, I suppose it would be who it's aimed at, would it?
Yeah, I mean, the A9 is sports and film photographers, and then the A7 IV would be a great general purpose camera for everybody else.
I hope it's not an A9 III, because then my A9, whenever people say what you've got, and I'm like an A9, it sounds like it's some.
You got a Sony. You got a Sony. It works.
I've got a walking stick. No, you do what, Rob? To be honest with you, like I don't know why I'm looking around the room looking for it. It's in front of me. It's a great camera.
You're shooting with it.
It's a great I know.
You're soaking in it right now.
There was actually a bit of a panic because the bag's lined up and I was like, where have I left my camera? Yeah, it's a great camera. So it could be an A9 III. And where do we go with that? What are we doing? Are we
where could you go with
more
that?
Pixels? More?
No, I don't think it's going to be more pixels. If it is, it would be like marginal. It might be like maybe 30 or something. I could see it, that whole dialing in your frequency, your shutter speed for flicker and stuff.
I get that.
It would be more honed in this next model.
Yeah. But then we have the
you already have the A9 II, and it does that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I the A7 IV, geez, you could do 10-bit video recording, and you could make a whole new model out of that if it just had 10-bit. Everybody would be happy about that. Anything beyond that, is just bonus.
Well, what's good there is if it's an A9 III, the A9 II will drop in price, which means I could upgrade if I wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to. I mean, the A9 II. The only thing is that that dialing in of the shutter speed, like.
No, I know, but it is worrying if you go on set and you're worried about flicker. Yeah. It is in the back of my head.
Oh yeah,
but, you
definitely.
don't want to be.
I got bitten last year on it. Luckily, it wasn't anything important. They were just sort of extras.
But if they had something that came out of the camera, like a parrot, maybe popped up and said banding, you know what I mean, and give you a clue, but to not see it on the back of the thing.
You know how they do zebras for for peaking. On light levels. If you could do that with banding, if you could have some form of, where you could actually see the bands, I
don't know why they don't have it on the. Why don't I have a thing for the A9? I don't know why it's for the A9 II.
That was what the A9 II was. That was just the added feature to it.
I don't know. Well, it was a firmware update. Sure,
but they had designed it already into that body.
I know. God, I'm going to have to get an A9 II.
What's your first story, Chris?
Oh, my first story, Rob, I'm looking into the future. I'm looking out of the shitstorm and into the sun. I'm staring at the sun like Donald Trump looking into a solar eclipse. Okay? And
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm done with the looking at the negatives of COVID. I'm done at the feeling. I've been feeling it all week. It's actually kind of getting to me. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking at photo festivals.
Oh yeah,
photo festivals that may happen. I'm not going to say may or may not, because there's stuff that's going online. Canada has went online. Lots of nice stuff in the Exposure 220 event calendar in Canada, but we'll talk about that in a second. Arles 2021 exhibition.
Earls?
5th of July to 26th. Earls?
Is it
Earls?
How do you spell it?
A-R-L. Yeah.
Arles.
So you're going to be another smarty
just asking.
It's all right. Yeah. Oh, actually, I should have said? I should have said YZLERZE. And then seeing how smart you were. Oh yeah, it's Ularzies, okay, I get you. Well, it is, it's online. It's not sent in. There's a lot of online stuff for sure, online courses, as there always is, but nothing negative, nothing saying, we ain't happening, babes. This is just like, if you close your eyes, you could be on the plane, you could be landing, you could be going there, the heat, the chitter chatter. I think last year was their biggest. Was not last year, the year before, of course it was cancelled last year. Was it 180,000 people at it?
Wow.
That's a good festival. And of course it is, when did it start?
When?
1950 is it? I could tell you now. 1950, 50 years of photography. No, 1970, what was I saying? 1950. Yet another faux pas from Mr. Barr. So what we have next is, just to roll into a quick another one, is the is Parry photo. Now, it is the 11th to 14th of November. So I'm kind of thinking
That's going to happen.
I'm kind of thinking it's going to happen. It should. Well, if it doesn't, if you and I are doing this and it's not happening,
everybody's in trouble.
What's happened is, well, yeah, because I keep saying to Leah, they're not telling us the extent. We're like horses with blinkers. They're saying, "Oh, it's next week. It's next week, son. You can go and play in the roundabouts next week. It's next week. Yeah, it's never." But anyway, I'm a firm believer we're heading out of it. So it's that. We also have Photo Ireland. Photo Ireland. I would like to say call for proposals for Photo Ireland is 1st of March 2021. Okay. And their theme, which is really interesting, is food and the politics of food. What do you think of that, Rob? Could be quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of we take an environmental slant on it, but anyway, it's the 1st of March is the deadline, and the Photo Ireland is 1st to the 31st July. I'm kind of hoping that happens because that's one we can definitely go to. You and Robbie and I'll go down and do some reviews, will we?
Where's it held again?
It's all over the place, but Dublin. You and I can go to Dublin, can't we? You remember the last time we went to Dublin?
Bring your passport.
I don't need a passport because I'm an Irish citizen, Rob.
You still have to bring your passport, goofball.
No way. They know to look at me, Rob. They don't look at my red face if I'm not Irish and ginger hair.
Obviously, you have to bring your passport because even though you're going to Ireland, you're going into the country. You need to show your passport.
Rob, I don't.
And when you come back, you got to show your passport at the new border crossing in Northern Ireland.
Rob, I live in Ireland. I'm not crossing any borders, Mr. Garda, RUC, PSNI man. I'm just moving about my country like a free cattle. Oh, I'd like to see them stop me. I'd like to see them stop me. I'll say it again. Okay, the Castle Dummy Book Award is in Germany, and it is, well, I don't know, I actually haven't the dates of that up, but it isn't, that's the 2021. I imagine it'll be going ahead. I don't know the dates. Oh, I actually had them up there a second ago. I look back at that. Helsinki Photo Festival, 7th of July to the 30th of September. Now, you'd think Helsinki would be safe, wouldn't you? They're very good there. The 8th Triennial, Hamburg. When do you think that, Rob, is? When do you think that is?
April 1st. Safe.
No, 2022. May 2022. They're not mucking about, are they? They're hedging their bets. And the last one for my dear, dear love, Rob, is the Alberta's Exposure Festival. What do you think of that?
Is that Banff or Canmore?
What? Is there two Albertas?
Alberta is the province. Banff is a city. Canmore is a city. Calgary is a city.
You're so
Lethbridge.
Smart. It just says Alberta Photo Festival.
So they just go.
Yeah, it's all over the place, just like a big snowball that's been dropped from heaven. And it is discussions about the philosophy of photography. Join, and let's see, it's a podcast, which is nice. Virtual opening of the exhibition tour. It's join here. And then we go down through, and then we have various things, which we have Instagram exposures and stuff. So it's all online. They've moved into the future, haven't they? Not with regards to racism, from what I can gather from reading stuff lately, but with regards to the photography stuff. I may be upset to send that.
What are they doing with racism in Alberta?
Alberta. I don't want. No. Oh, okay. We'll talk about that later. Not Alberta, just in general, but we'll talk about that later because I don't want to indict myself. I don't want to be getting an arrest warrant in case I ever end up in Canada. And if relatives in Canada, I don't want to get into trouble. Rob, what is your next story? Let me guess. Somebody's been sued.
Nope. Not lately. That I know of.
Oh, right. That's a pity. I like the Suge stories.
Okay, go
Love
ahead,
the
guess.
Suge stories. ABBA are bringing out a new camera.
No.
It's a
Like,
Polaroid.
do a serious guess.
Do a serious guess. I would
Try to guess a
say
manufacturer or a
okay, it's
format
Profoto.
or...
It's Profoto. We talk about
Oh dear,
Profoto.
no.
Oh dear, no.
There's nothing new from Profoto.
Oh.
Nothing new that's worth talking about, so no.
Oh, we don't. Oh, we talk. So it is something new. You've given me an awful
Oh,
hint
yeah.
there. It's something new that's coming on board. It could be film. You do like a bit of film photography. It could also be a new piece of software. Am I right?
Dear Lord, I hope not. That means I have to pay. No. It's equipment. It's gear.
I contacted what we call it, by the way.
Who? Capture One?
Yep. Rang them.
For what?
They won't be asking you for any money again, Rob. Just trust me on that. Trust me. I had a word
Those
in the ear.
crazy Danes. I don't know.
It's a fact. I know people in Dane land, so
No, it's actually
they won't be asking me.
Fuji is going to be announcing their new GFX 100S camera. 102 megapixels.
What was the 100?
Well, yeah, it's the same as the other one. Same megapixels as the other one.
Is the 100? Is no way? Is the FX 100? Is it?
Well, they make a 50.
100
They make
meg?
a 50 and a 100.
Gosh.
And they make, one that's more of a rangefinder style, and then they make another one that's more of a mirrorless style. So now in the 100 megapixel version, this is more of the rangefinder style, from what I understand. So 100.
Who's that aimed at?
Well, let me tell you, 102 megapixels
Gee whiz.
for $59.99 American dollars.
That's not true.
That is so cheap for a 100 megapixel camera. Now,
Rob, that's not true.
if it does,
That's giving me
video,
that's giving me a bit of a panic
if it does
attack.
video, okay,
Yeah.
better than the mirrorless version, styled one. That's going to be amazing.
Well, how much was the mirrorless one?
I think it was what, 89 or something.
No. What do you? Digital camera.
Yeah, it's medium format. It's a medium
What?
format.
80 Now hold on, Rob, because I feel like you're actually making me worry that I'm actually in the middle of a COVID hallucination again. So tell me again, it's 89.
$59.99. 6,000 US dollars for a medium format body.
Fuji. Right, tell me the name,
It's
but tell me the name. But Fuji what?
GFX 100S.
Yes. I can't even type it in because I'm.
It's got phase
it's-
detect autofocus probably in it.
It's £5,258.
Yeah. Or $59.99 American dollars.
Oh, I thought you said 59. I thought you said 59.
Thousand. No. We're not talking about phase one. We're
goodness.
talking about Fuji.
Jesus, Rob.
Isn't that amazing? And so think about this, okay? So okay, you've got this body now. 100 megapixel body. You can put on a Canon EF adapter for it. You can put on a 17 millimeter tilt shift lens, and you can have a ridiculous architecture camera. You can
Well, I'm
put
just looking
on
at the
an
GFX 100.
85 millimeter 1.4 contact Zeiss lens on it, and you can have a ridiculous portraiture camera. And it'll do their multi-burst stitching thing.
Yeah.
So with the IBIS, you know how the IBIS sort of moves to correct for motion. So what it can also do is it can do a pixel shift. So it'll take one frame here, one frame here, one frame here, one frame here, combine it, and it'll give you a 400 megapixel file. for
Fuck.
$59.99. That's what I paid. That's basically what I paid for my Pentax 645Z when it came out. And it didn't even have autofocus. This thing's got
So
real
the Fuji-
autofocus on it. And if it has the video, like I said, that's at least
Yeah.
as good as the other 100 megapixel one, if not better. It's going to steamroll stuff.
Well, I had a conversation with a pal, okay, a friend, today and last week, and they're shooting. They bought the GFX 100 for their latest feature film, which is a huge deal. And but I didn't realise that it was, good Lord. But this is it's 10 grand, the GFX 100, it's 10 grand.
Yeah, it was $89.99 or something.
Yeah. So the GFX 50S is we're kind of going roughly here. Yeah, the GFX 50S 399, the GFX 50R, the GFX. So he paid 10 grand.
Yeah, but dude,
And
it's
they
a
won't be shooting
100
them
megapixel camera. But
what
you're
I'm
looking
saying
at,
is-
and it's medium format. It's a totally, totally different beast. I mean, we're talking,
No, I know.
This is phase country. You are totally, you're not nipping at the heels of phase. You're chomping off their legs
absolutely,
at
yeah.
the thighs. Like this is.
But hold on a second. You're not going to have one of those cameras to go on to do stuff. You're going to have two of those cameras, are you not?
To do gallery work?
Yeah, to work on set.
Well, you're not gonna shoot unit stills with it.
I know somebody who is shooting
No,
stills with
they're
it.
not shooting unit stills. They'll be shooting gallery work. They're not going to shoot. They're going to shoot like publicity stills. They're not going to shoot.
No, wait, sorry, yeah, let me correct myself. Yeah, it is publicity
Yeah.
stills, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, you can have one. Maybe you have a 50 megapixel, the GFX 50S or something
As a backup.
But dude, 100 megapixels, 100 megapixels in a medium
But
format.
then the problem,
And they're getting,
But the
and there's
problem there-
lenses now, dude. There's lenses coming out. There's a 45, is it a 45 millimeter right now? That is a, get this, it's a 1.4
Christ.
medium format. That is crazy.
But then how much is that? Like that lens is going to be what?
No, that lens is, it's called, I think it's a Vitrox or something, or Vitriol.
Oh, really?
Vitrox or something. I can't remember, but I was reading it a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think it's under $1,000. Like, it's not expensive.
Christ.
It's not an autofocus, like,
God.
but
No, I know. But if you're doing publicity stuff, you're not overly concerned with that in a sense.
yeah, I mean, you're not going to shoot it at 1.4. You're going to shoot it at f2 just to clean it up a
yeah,
bit.
of course, yeah.
But even that, 45 millimeters on a medium format.
Rob, it's not fun. It's not funny. We were talking about this camera earlier today. I was on this camera earlier today.
What, with your buddy?
Yeah.
Cool. You better learn it, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to try it. Actually, I did try one a while back. A friend in France, in Lyon, won a big documentary prize, and they gave him one. And I had a go at that, and it felt nice. It felt nice. Do you know why Sony? The only thing for me about Sony is that I don't feel over secure that it doesn't, the build quality doesn't have 100% of my senses, whereas the Fuji, like the Canon, did feel as though it was robust.
Really?
Yeah, it did. Honestly, it did.
The medium format
It
did.
did. The medium format, yeah, the medium format did.
The smaller format stuff doesn't
No,
feel.
it doesn't. No, it's quite plasticky. But this felt, whenever I held it, I thought it was like holding a nice glass of whiskey.
Well, I have to say that my Sony stuff, like it's taken a beating.
And it's done okay.
It's I've had a few problems here
Rob.
and there, but Sony service is totally stepped up, and
I'd love to give you a beating.
Lucky's growling at you.
Lucky would never go. Lucky loves
Lucky
me.
just growled.
I could steal Lucky from you, and she would come here rightly.
Are you growling?
Lucky, don't be growling. Lucky, it's me. It's Chris, the red-faced one, the kind man who comes in.
So, Chris, what's your next story? I think we're getting on there in time.
That is my stories are done, Rob.
Oh, you're pretty close. We're pretty close to time, anyways. You should probably check your camera there.
Do you think it could be over?
Probably 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, I think I am 2 minutes. Rob, no, that was me. Happy thoughts. We can go participate in, be there in person, or do online events.
That's cool.
Or just look at exhibitions that are coming up.
I sent you some links there this afternoon.
You did send me some links, and you know I haven't looked at them yet.
Some cool photographers. I was impressed.
Yeah, because I want to sit down. Tonight's my night. Leah's very cross. I broke my January. Very, very, very upset. Big words in the car. Big, deep words in the car. Disappointment was one of them. Surprise was another. But anyway.
Be good, Chris. Be good.
Rob, I'm going to say it. I think you're the best.
I know you're the best.
Oh, that's what Patrick says. I say I love you, and he says I love you more. And then we go and we keep going.
We'll talk off air about your files.
Oh, don't rob the files. I took a chance with those files.
All right, I think we're done here.
Okay, Bud, Big Butterson.
See you later.
See you later, alligator. I'm still here, Rob. I'm still very much alive.
With how many seconds?
I don't know. How can you tell by the back of your camera?
On the back of your camera.
Really? Does it tell you? Where? Oh, Rob, mine's only at 27:43.
Oh, okay.
I can chat on.
What else should we talk about?
Rob.
What would you guys like to listen to? What would you like to hear us talk about?
Rob, don't be talking to your dogs. They don't.
And the other thing is please hit that like button. Come on. We know you guys are
Honest
out there.
to Christ, what do I have to do?
Hit that like button. Subscribe.
They think we can't see them.
Hit the bell if you want to be notified of the next weekly dose. We're going to be doing more Stump the Chumps, and we're going to be doing.
Yeah. Oh yes.
We're going to be doing more of
book reviews,
book reports.
You stumbled there, Rob.
Because I couldn't remember what we called it. We called it the book report.
Yeah.
So come on, guys.
You know what? It's actually called Two Men Who Don't Really Know What They're Doing, talking about stuff they don't really know what they're talking about. That's a long time.
Two guys who can't read, who just look at pretty pictures.
Yeah, who mumble through names. I love it.
All right, dude.
Rob, I think that's us now.
It has to be.
We give it. Do you think so?
I
would say no.
It has to be.
No, Rob, it's 29. I'm at 20. I can't even see it without me. No, I have another 56 seconds.
29 something. You're done at 29:30. Bye. Yeah,
are you? Why is it not 30?
Bye.
Why is it not 30? You said it first. You are softening up my old buttery-headed friend. Am I right? So I haven't gone yet. All people are going to see is my tummy. I'm still here, Rob, and it's not. It's 29:34. You're talking through your Canadian arse. It goes to 30, my old friend. Why's not knowing that?
Poor people who listen to this as the podcast, the audio podcast, rambling through this stuff.
I don't care.
It's gone. You're gone. You're gone. You are gone. I'm gone. You're gone.